Moving on now, I want to talk about Tinder. It's not something I know a great deal about, but Tinder was the first platform that when people talk about having a long-term relationship and this whole thing about swiping left, swiping right, I am not on Tinder. I know very little about Tinder, but someone who does know a little more is Alex Mellor-Brook. He is co-founder of Select Personal Introductions, and he joins me now. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
So it's extraordinary to think that Tinder, and the peg for this is Tinder is actually 10 years old.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the industry for about 25 years. So I've seen the growth of Match.com and all the other dating sites. And then, of course, 2012, that's when Tinder came along. And they really had an impact. They really had an impact on dating sites, because what it did is it put all that dating kind of element on your phone.
So just for those people who don't know what Tinder is, can you just explain it, give an overview of it?
So basically, Tinder is a dating app. A lot of the sites ask you to fill out a lot of comprehensive information, whereas Tinder will pull the information from your Facebook account.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so what it means is you're not having to spend as long putting that information in. So then you can add a little bit more information to it. You can add your photographs, as many photographs as you like. And then literally it will be down to, do you like this person? It looks at your locality and also gives you a photograph. And the problem you will start to find is you've got people who are swiping right because they like, swiping left because they don't like. And I think what happened in the lockdown was you started to see a kind of gamifying approach to apps.
Right. In what sense?
Well, you've got people who sat inside, can't go out. So what do? They go on the apps, swipe left, swipe right. And you actually find guys swipe a lot more without reading the bios than ladies do. Studies have shown this. So it is interesting. Guys don't get as many hits or as communication than ladies do because they do so much swiping.
That's really interesting, but there's a lot written about men being far more sort of superficial in the initial approach, but women being far more considered.
Yeah, absolutely. But it goes down to that beauty bias. You know, we have it in life, we have it with our jobs, we have it when we communicate with people. So people are making that kind of instant decision based on a photograph. And I suppose the problem you've got is, you know, you could meet a colleague who looks a particular way, but actually when they're at home on their own, kind of de-rigged, they look completely different.
Well, I was going to say the whole point about that is it's intrinsically biased. If you then sit there and you're in makeup, for example, and you have great lighting and studio photography, you're going to look entirely different to if you're in the supermarket.
Yeah, and then that goes back to social media. You know, how does social media look at Instagram and platforms like that? You know, it is a perfect image. And the problem is that the perfect image? I remember seeing a fantastic shot where they'd like video. So they'd taken this photo of this supermodel hanging out of a window at Paris, and it looked absolutely fantastic. And then they panned back, and there was complete chaos in the room, because they were just getting this one image.
Of course, absolutely right. So just in terms of Tinder, is it sort of seen as, is it somewhere that you actually could meet someone significant, or is it seen more as a, dare I say, hookup app?
You find that it is used for hookup. There are people on there who want relationships. What you have to remember is who uses the app. There are now, I mean, I've seen this, I've noticed this over the last few years. There are different people using the app for different reasons. So yes, you have people who want to meet. Then you have people who are casually dating. They just want to hook up, that's it. Some people want just obviously one relevant thing. And there are some people who are now addicted to dating. You know, when they have that chemical release, the dopamine release, they get that kind of buzz, they meet somebody new, that kind of warm, fuzzy feeling. And when that dissipates, they then go back because they want to get that feeling. And it's the same kind of chemical reaction you get from kind of habitual situations.
How interesting. So it's that kind of butterflies in the stomach thing, the adrenaline, as you say, the dopamine that's released from the sort of the feel-good chemical.
Yeah, and then you've got other people who are on there. You've got people, you've got people who are dating, you've got people who are casually dating, you've got people who want to hook up, you've got people who are addicted. You have, it's a bit like, goes back to the social media situation where you have people who like the self-gratification. They like the fact that somebody's contacting them, they don't take it any further. They don't get when you say, let's meet up, they disappear.
Yeah. So out of all these dating apps, whether it's, I don't even know if Match.com is still going, but out of all of those, which is the best one if you want a serious relationship? Or is that impossible to say?
The interesting thing is Match.com own a large proportion of the dating apps. So literally they had bought the company because, of course, it affected dating sites. They went and started snapping up. And this is why Bumble was created, in the sense of, obviously, Match moved in, tried to buy Tinder. One of the co-founders of Tinder was now the owner of Bumble.
Well, there you go. Thank you so much, Alex. That's Alex Mellor-Brook, co-founder of Select Person.
On TV, on radio, and on your smartphone. This is TalkTV.